interesting thing is, you know, I have a job where I do see people from all over the world, so I feel like I have a real handle on the pulse of what's going on out there. And I can tell you right now, first of all, everybody is sick. Everybody's tired. Everybody is suffering from some form of depression. Mostly everybody has some kind of digestive problem that they've just learned to live with because nobody can fix it for them. A lot of people are suffering from fertility problems. This is a big one all over the world. A lot of people are suffering from insomnia. I mean, this is just like my normal world every day. You know, people don't scare me with these things. The big C, I see it all the time. You know, and I'm not seeing it in people who are 60 and over. I'm seeing it in people who are in their 20s, in their 30s. You know, I'm seeing people with high cholesterol, blood pressure, restless leg syndrome, and they're 26 years old, you know? And so something is seriously wrong, okay? And it's not just that we become too busy. It's not about that. So the things that I do the iridology readings, but I also do a lot of classes, and I have different modules that I teach on the island, because what I've learned from my own experience, and also from working with my clients, is that you have to invest in your long-term plan for health. So, you know, there should never be such a thing as a diet. I don't like that word because I think it has to be a healthy way of living. And you can't look at it like, well, I'm only going to do this until I get the results I want, and then I can go back and I can have the cheesecake and I can have the Starbucks Frappuccino and I can have all of those things. I think you have to look at balance as the key to success in life. And again, that goes back to thinking that it doesn't have to be a 100% raw food diet if you're looking at raw food as a way to get you to where you want to be. But I always say to people, 50% or more raw food will start to get you results. And I think most people can get their head around that. If you're on a 51% raw food diet, your body is in detox mode all the time. So it's doing more detox than normal all the time. And that's a good place to be. That means it can catch up. Because I'm telling you, if you do 1 week of raw food, you did not negate 30 years of cooked, devitalized, processed foods. It doesn't work that way. And a lot of people trick themselves, and they think that. My clients say it all the time. Well, I'm clean now. I don't have to worry. I don't have to do this again. And I say, yeah, I'll see you in 3 months. And they always come back. You know, they come running back and they go, oh, I thought I could give it up, and I thought I could do this, and I thought I could do that. And so, you know, what I say to people is, you know, you have to make some kind of negotiation with yourself, but you also have to stick with it. And only you can decide where you need to start right now. Everybody's at a different point on their journey here. Everybody has different reasons why they might be considering this. So it doesn't mean that you have to keep up with the Joneses, and just because your friend is doing 100% raw food diet, you're a failure if you're doing 60%. I think that the competition factor is ridiculous in the raw food world. And, you know, I've met most of these people. I'm going to Israel in 3 weeks to do the Gabriel Cousins juice fast over there. I mean, I know these people. And I can tell you that some of the egos are so huge that you just want to tell themselves, get over yourself. Gabriel Cousins is not one of those people, by the way. He's one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. If you ever have a chance to meet him, or go to any of his lectures, I highly recommend it. He has a book called Conscious Eating, and he's an amazing, amazing person. But some of the other ones are in this competition factor, and you get in the raw food world, and you have, you know, the 80-10-10 camp, and they're saying, you know, only mono food diet, and no fat, and all this stuff, and then you have the super dudes, and they're saying cacao, maca, acai, and they're pushing all these superfoods drugs on people. And it can get very confusing when you start to look into the raw food world and you start to say, well, hey, I don't want to do it wrong. What do I need? And what's all of this? And you can't imagine. You would think it's just an issue of eating food that's cooked versus food that's raw, and it's not. It's a lot deeper than that. And that's actually why I started doing raw food coaching, because a lot of people would go on the raw food diet, and they would think, well, you know, all I have to do is eat raw food and I'm going to look great, I'm going to have perfect skin, my digestion is going to be great, I'm going to feel energized. And then they didn't look at the right balance within the foods that they were eating, and all of a sudden they have chronic diarrhea, they have pimples, and they're going, this raw food diet doesn't work, and then they give it up. So, and that's not the way to do it either. I always say you can do every diet right, and you can do every diet wrong. that's even a meat-eating diet. I have nothing against cooked food meat eaters. I love you all just the same, so don't be afraid to say that or to be that if that's what your choice is. But what I really try to stress with people is quality of food. That is the most important thing, no matter what you're eating, whether it's cooked or raw, quality of food. And the other thing that I find is most important in people's diets today is whether or not you're eating greens. And I do believe green leaves, dark green leafy vegetables, things like spinach, kale, bok choy, it can be parsley, it can be watercress. These are the foods that the body needs for healing. And it's very interesting that, that humans as a species, we get locked into the question of, well, were we naturally meat eaters or not? And to me, that's a distraction, okay? It doesn't really matter about that so much. Because you can get your protein from meat, you can also get your protein from plants, and it's your choice whether you do that. But one thing I do know is we used to eat a lot of greens, for sure. And that's the one thing that we have actively taken out of our diet as a species. We've manhandled our food so much. We think we know better than what Mother Nature has offered us, and I do believe that she is a god of the earth who has given us the foods that we need to heal this amazing, intelligent body that we have. But we decided we knew better, so we started packaging this and processing that and preserving this and adding flavor to that. Oh, let's add some color, make it look brighter. And we're the only species on the planet that is so sick. So when you just take a step back and look at the common sense of this, you'll realize that every other species of animal on the planet is eating greens. Even fish eat greens because they eat algae and plankton and seaweed. So the secret in the greens is the chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is what makes the green leaves green, right? Chlorophyll is the only thing on this planet that can turn the sun into edible energy. So what that means is chlorophyll is our power from the sun that we use to fuel our body. And there's a lot of evidence showing that if you eat a low chlorophyll diet or no chlorophyll diet, your body's going to start to break down. It's like locking yourself in a closet for years expecting to be healthy. Well, you'll obviously look bad on the outside when you do that, but when you're not eating greens, you're getting broken down on the inside. The reason why I think the raw food diet is so great is because you get results very, very quickly. And this is the society that we live in today. Everybody wants the magic pill. Everybody wants the quick fix. And even when I talk to my clients and I say, okay, well, it looks like you might be deficient in zinc. Okay, what do I take? Well, it looks like, because of this structural thing you have in the eye, you're most likely going to be hard to hold on to calcium, magnesium. Okay, what do I take? This is what I get all the time. And I say, how about some salad? How about a juice? How about a wheatgrass shot? How about looking at your food as your healer instead of looking for the pill? But see, we live in a society where we're all too busy. We don't have time to have a headache. So if we have a headache, we want to take an aspirin. And if it doesn't work, we're pissed off. We're already writing an email to the company complaining. And we're buying another brand. And, we want instant results. And the thing is, your body doesn't break down overnight. You don't become deficient overnight. So you can't expect it to just bounce back overnight either. It is a journey to wellness. But when you go 100% raw food, you're basically infusing minerals, chlorophyll, alkaline foods, energy from your foods. There's an energetic vibration that exists in raw foods that dies when you cook it above 118 degrees Fahrenheit. You infuse yourself with that. Guess what? You will feel it. You will feel a natural high. They don't say you are what you eat for nothing.